Alright, so now that we have our model all hollowed out, we're going to take it over to Shapeways and have it auto-checked to see if it meets the tolerances for sandstone printing. So first thing I'm going to do real quick is sandstone printing will not be able to tolerate something as skinny as this top part, this antenna. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete it. I have it saved in another file, and we'll only print this out. But the sandstone, it wouldn't print that. It would automatically fail. So I'm just going to save that out as just without it, and maybe eventually when the colored plastics come through, we'll try it with that. So now that I have this ready, I'm going to go to Design and order 3D print. We're going to go to Shapeways. I'm going to print in color. And continue printing, and it'll open up in Shapeways. And there it is. That came over really fast. Looks great in the preview. Now we just have to wait for it to do the auto checks. So it looks like it's just a little shade of two. It's about 2 inches wide on the side. It's about 3 inches high and about 2.5 inches wide in the front. That's pretty good size. It could be bigger, but we're trying to keep our costs down. So let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so we have issues. So let's scroll down to full color sandstone and let's see what the problems are. Okay, so wall thickness, I was expecting that, and loose shells. So let's click on wall thickness. And if you look at the legend down here in the corner, green means safe, yellow means suspect, and blue means fixed. And we're not going to fix anything in here. But in here it numbers them, so you can click on it, it'll take you to it, but we can kind of see. So this little panel here on his shoulder is probably a little too thin. This this panel on the side here is just too thin. It's a little too thin up here, and this panel's a little thin. This one I was expecting right here. This part's just a little too thin. The wire's just a little too thin. This part here is a little thin. This is a little thin, and then these here, the struts. So it has issue with this part right here, which is not bad. These are actually not too bad. These are all like pretty doable. The corners here is kind of weird. I almost wonder if we just thicken this up a little bit, would that take care of that? But that's all pretty doable. This part I'm not sure why it's doing that, but we can figure something out there. Actually, these came out pretty good too. I was expecting this to have an issue. We might be able to thicken those very easily. In general, this is all relatively simple stuff. Relatively easy to fix. So, not bad. So let's check out the loose shells. So this one, yeah, it's thinking this is two separate pieces, and I'm not sure why it's doing that, but we might be able to fix it if we take the head and move it down a little bit. It might not be, there might be too much of a space in there, so we can give that a shot. Um, yeah, so let's try that. But overall, it's not too bad. This all looks like nothing major. So so we can remember which has what has issues. Let's keep this up here, and we'll go back to the model, and we'll click out of that. So let's hit the simple stuff first. So this one here. So first we have to ungroup, and so it figure itself out. So oh, we have to ungroup again. Okay. Wow. And ungroup again. There we go. All right, this one should be just a matter of just making it thicker. So here's a little trick. You grab the plane tool, and we put it right there. We select this, and it moves this little button here onto the top, and we can just pull that out. It's probably too much, so let's take this to 0.25. Oh, that's really thick. let's try and just put it back a little bit, and then what we can do is we can thicken this side by getting underneath it. Actually, I'll do it this way. Pull this out again, and then let's grab it and just push it down. There we go. And let's just do it a little more. There. That should solve that problem. Okay. Now, move the work plane back to normal. All right, these panels here, let's do the same thing. So let's move that there. Okay. Select it, and let's pull this out, and then push it back in. There. So that made that 1 millimeter thick. That should be good enough for that. We'll do the same with this one. And let's move the work plane over there. Yeah, it's only 0.25. That's way too thin. So it's 1. There we go. Does that match up with that? Yep. Great. Okay. And then let's try this piece here. Let's move the work plane back down to the bottom. All right. This piece is 1.04, so let's just move that. Oops. There we go. All right. Unfortunately, sometimes that's what you have to do when you're going to make something physically, is you have to make some slight little changes. So, all right, now we'll thicken this piece as well. Let's drag the work plane over. That didn't go the way I wanted it. Let's do it again. There we go. We select that panel. make it 1 millimeter, and then let's just push it back in. Select it just to double check. Okay, 1 millimeter. All right, that worked. And then let's move this back and let's select this piece. Now, the nice thing about this, we have these controls here. So let's make them 3. And 3. All right. Do the same with this one. 3 and 3. And we just have to make some adjustments here. So we'll just pull this up, and then we'll just slide it in. That works. Now I'll do the same with this one. Slide it in. And we'll just move it a little bit up. There we go. I'll slide in just a little more. I'll do the same with the other one. It just gives it more support. Okay. Oh, that still seems skinny though. It's 3 and 3. So this one, 2 and 3. Let's do 3 again. Huh. I'm gonna make this one thicker. Let's go to 4. Whoa. Does not like them to be the same. Oh. Maybe I need to make it smaller. Let's try 2. Huh. Okay. I'm moving them closer too, so they'll kind of support each other. Okay. Now this piece here needs to be thicker, so we're going to ungroup that. And select that piece. And let's pull that out. Okay, that's better. That should work. All right. And I'm going to select the feet, and I'm going to thicken them as well. So I'm going to ungroup that. Let's see. So that is 1.61. Let's do them both at the same time. So I'm going to ungroup that. It's the way we make sure they're the same. All right. Whoa. Not quite. This one's still. All right. Ungroup again. Ungroup again. Ungroup again. There's a lot of groups. Ungroup again. Okay. So let's just shift select both of them. And whoa, is that still? That's still grouped. No, it's not. Okay, I just selected the wrong thing. My bad. Okay, and let's just. All right, that should be better. Okay, and now these parts here. So this is when I wish we had a cylinder, that advanced cylinder, that you could just type it in and just change it. That would have made it easier. Okay. So okay. So we will get to thickening these rods in the next video. Thanks for watching. And if you like what you see and you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe.